didn't.
It's a no.
Yeah. Maybe it did, and now it's happening twice. Action needed. You're live. Hello.
Yay! We are live.
Might need to turn your sound down.
So, just need to work out.
Find your chat thing for you. That's it.
Yeah, not entirely.
We had this last time, whether it's because you logged in as...
I don't know. Critics. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
If you're out there, let us know. Let us know. I'll be back in 30 seconds.
She's gone. She's gone. Good evening. Just going to wait for a second. Just going to... We're good. We've got 7 people watching.
Hello, 7 people.
Hello.
Who
From Vermont, USA.
are you? Hello.
Very
Hello.
nice to see you. Good evening, ladies.
Cherries.
Where are the red roses? Yeah.
I'm wearing them this evening. We have white carnations today instead. Nice peacey vibes. Hello, Phil Atwell. Hello, Thijs van der Waal. Hello, Andrew Green. So, how do we see the chat on here then?
I don't know. I think I want to mess it up because you're
I know. What
Hello,
to do.
Richard.
Hey, you made it. Hello, Richie. So, if I... Yes.
Hello, Mark. How's the connection and the lighting and the sound?
That's the way to do it.
Got it.
Yeah. Hi. Hello, Mark Halmer. Everybody feeling a bit Christmassy? It's a little bit uncertain out there, isn't it? But I think we're going to be alright. So we've got exciting things happening this evening, everybody. Thank you so much for all your emails. You've sent lots of emails. Hello, Steve Jones. You've sent lots of emails to us with the correct answer for our competition, which was what is the name of our debut album. And we have lots of names. I don't know if you can see in there, we've got lots of names already in the hat. And if I can do a quick sweep of the email just before we draw that later on, you might be able to scribble some more names in there. But we've got lots and lots, so thank you very much. Oh, so exciting.
We had a question there. Did you see that question?
I didn't see the
Go back to
question.
that question. That's a nice...
Where are the red roses?
Not
That's not that one.
Festival.
You could choose an ultimate festival lineup. Alive or dead, which 6 bands would you choose? Oh, go on, you start with that. Hello, Howard Rankin.
Oh, hello, Howard Rankin. Woohoo! Festival lineup, right? Okay.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Which year?
Yeah, we can do it now, but we can have Alive or Dead. So, okay, I'll do the acoustic stage.
Right.
And I'll start with a Sandy Denny Fairport Convention headlining.
Wow. Okay. Oh, goosebumps. Yeah, that would be amazing.
We do main stage.
Main stage. Well, I would definitely love it if the Beatles were headlining, sort of around. Well, actually, any album. If they were touring and doing a festival with any of the albums, but maybe sort of latter. Maybe Abbey Road. Oh, I don't know, it's too tricky. But yeah, the Beatles, I'd love to see them live.
Nice.
That'd be amazing. My mum did see them at Leeds Odeon, and stories about that show at the Leeds Odeon are electrifying, just hearing them back. But
Nice.
yeah, that was
Nice.
what an amazing thing to be part of. Who else? Who else would you have on the
Okay,
acoustic?
I'm gonna have a Bosendorfer on the acoustic stage, so we
Ooh.
can have a solo piano set from Kate Bush and Tori Amos.
Oh my god! Wow. Yeah, I'd be torn. Who would I see? Who would I love to see on the main stage? Yikes! Well, if I could go back in time and see a 70s Fleetwood Mac,
Yeah.
yeah, with the
I
full...
think I need Lindsay and Stevie to come over to the acoustic stage.
Yeah, and do a bit of
afterwards
booking
and
and
do a bit
bits.
of booking and mix as well. Yeah, get our money's worth out
Oh
of
gosh,
them.
yeah, that would be amazing. Good
Yeah,
grief.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, have stuff like Crystal and
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Sunflower. Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
Sarah
good
Dean's
question.
here as well. Sarah
Dino!
Dean.
Hello! Oh, so
Dino.
I wasn't paying
Oh,
any attention.
Sarah Dean.
And Sandy.
It's as if I knew. I've got the little. We've got the original Snowstorms and Icicle Snowflake, whatever it is, and we've got its little baby here. Scarlett and Angie bought this for a show that we did a few Christmases ago called Snowstorms and Icicles, and then Sarah Dean bought these for Martin and Sarah and myself when we did a little trio tourette a few Christmases after that. So there you go, I've put it there today.
Richard's asking if Zeppelin are headlining a main stage at our fictional festival.
Well, there's going to be a bit of a punch up, I think, because oh gosh, what order would you put them in? Yikes, we'd have to put them in the hat and draw who's headlining. But yeah, Led Zeppelin, definitely doing 3 in the acoustic tent and 4 on the main stage.
Nice.
Good one, yeah.
Nice.
Wow, what a great
It's
question.
impossible, isn't it? Because then, if we're having piano bar vibes, then you've got to have Prince doing his piano and mic thing.
I missed that because I was just reading these. Sorry, what did you say, Angie?
If we're doing piano bar vibes on the acoustic stage, then you've got to have Prince doing his. But then you'd probably want the full band vibes as well, so you'd have to come over onto your
Exactly,
main
all
stage
these
and do
multifaceted bands.
We
and
could do this all
musicians.
night. It's not going to be the whole thing for
Yeah.
tonight. It's just a really, really good question. Brilliant. If you want us to shut up about our fantasy festival, send us another question.
I'd like to see Sarah Dean with her harp actually on the acoustic stage.
I'd like
as well.
to see that as well. You need to go back to work, Tice. Oh, bless
Oh,
you. That's
so
rubbish.
lovely to see you.
Thanks
and
for joining
hi.
us.
Keep up the good work.
Have a
and
brilliant
things like-
Christmas.
Oh, thank you. Take care, Tice. Oh, what happened there? Suddenly.
It's just hovered over Sarah Dean. Let's move it out of the way. Hovered over Edina. There we go.
So.
Okay.
What
Thanks,
else?
guests with the Beatles
What
on
else?
While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Absolutely. Yeah, good
Oh,
call.
amazing.
What else is going on? What else has been going on? So we've released an album.
We've released an album. Well, I suppose we haven't. We've
We
released
haven't
the
released an
pre-order, so we still
Sent-
have that date
Sent some
in
flying.
January where you can
My bad. Yeah.
pop into the shops and get it. But I suppose we feel like there's been a massive release, haven't we? Because we've got all the pre-orders out and we've squirreled over those for a couple of weeks, making sure everything was signed and sealed and out there. Hello Sharon Buckler, hello William Stocker. And yeah, we were starting to see people posting pics wearing their t-shirts. We've got some of those to share soon, and we have started to get little snippets of what people think and feel about the album, which is really strange.
Really
It feels like this has been sort of quite, you know, a drawn out writing of the album, but then quite a compact, compressed making of the album, and suddenly it's out there.
Really quickly. It's sped up.
It did speed up, yeah, and you know, we really tried to do that. Felt like it was the right thing to just keep pushing and try and get them to you over Christmas or before Christmas, so you could listen to them over Christmas. But you know, a lot of it's out of our hands, isn't it? So we're just really, really thrilled that it all fell into place. It was quite spooky, really, how it all fell into place at the last minute.
So send us your Sirens t-shirt pictures. I think TJ was the first one I saw when a live real person at my Stout Boots gig on Friday night. I was singing some Christmas songs, and Chris Johnson went over and said, "I can see a Sirens t-shirt." I was just like,
good vibes.
brilliant.
Nice.
That was really nice.
That's
and
cracking
I saw
photo.
one. Yeah, and I saw one at the Most Autumn show on Sunday night.
Oh, nice.
On a gentleman who I don't know, which is also lovely. So stick some photos of yourself wearing your Sirens t-shirt.
Absolutely.
In the chat. And also we've had one friend send us a little video snippet of his cozy Christmassy grotto living room vibes with that Sirens album on in the background. So that's a really nice thing. If you've got a really nice cozy situation with your tree and your lights up and maybe your fire lit and some candles and stuff, and you're listening to it, just do us a little.
Absolutely. And if you can put your Christmas socks on the poof on the table in front of you and have your Christmas socks in the shot.
Okay.
While you're filming your room.
That would be quite specific. Oh, we've got a question from Richard. Did we consider putting a cover on Sirens? We did. We did consider it. But then, yes, we'd amassed lots of material. Yeah, exactly that. We did want to... We'd said this, sorry to be repetitive to the people that have been on these previous 2 chats, but we did talk about doing Sirens of the Sea by Ocean Lab.
That
was going to be on there till really quite towards the end of the production process, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. And there was also another song that arrived in the middle of the session, which was kind of on our session sheet to do, which would have been a stonker to actually make the album as well. That was a new original one. And then there was also talk about us doing a cover of Great Expectations by Great Expectations? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
By, I don't know why, senior moment. By Hughes Taylor, which, these are all nice things to think about for the future, but
didn't make it onto Sirens.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Because the Ocean Lab one was kind of where the name for the album kind of sprang from, but then it became Sirensy all on its own.
Yeah.
So,
and this kind of also happened with Offerings as well, a little bit. A couple of the songs that are on Sirens were around at the time of Offerings, but weren't right for that little collection of songs, but they were right for Sirens. And so, it goes on. It's a wheel and keeps on turning.
It does indeed. Yeah. Okay. So I do believe we had another question come in earlier on this evening from Paul Flood, who we did a house concert for fairly recently. And if I can remember without going back into my inbox, the question was, when we played the show for him, we did, that he can remember, and I think he's right, Rise and Fall, 4 and 20 Moons, and what was the other one?
Fall from the Stars? Did we do that? Maybe not.
He might have said Fall from... No, he said his favourites on the album so far are Fall from the Stars, Rise and Fall, and Come Right To Me. And we played... Circling Ravens. Circling Ravens, Rise and Fall, and 4 and 20 Moons. We played those live at his party. And was there a reason why we chose to play those particular tunes? I'm going to be really honest, and that show was right sort of in the middle of the recording sessions, and we really wanted to come and do the show, and I think in the end we plumped for Siren songs that we played the most, because they were the most worked up songs from the album so far. And we tried a few of the other ones, but we just felt we're kind of rushing this, and for you to have got the quality and like the performance, and so that we weren't like rabbits in the headlights doing brand new songs. We wanted it to be something more confident and laid back for you. But we'll get there with some more of those. But it was a good question. That was my take on it. I don't know if
a couple of them really. I mean, it's the same on every album. It's a really bold move when an artist decides to play an album in its entirety, because there are always some songs that work better live than others, and you have to kind of just live with the fact that they might not be brilliant live songs when you're doing a whole album. But then on the other side of that, there are some songs that just work really well live, and I think Circling Ravens works really well live. 420 Moons we've done live for quite a long time. So,
yeah, they were the ones we felt most confident with, I think. Yeah, I was just about to say something else and it's gone completely. Thanks for answering my festival questions from Phil Atwell. Where would mostly an OD be on the bill? Oh, is that a little bit political question?
I think mostly be on the main stage and OD be on the acoustic stage. So there's there, but they can't be at the same time as the organisers of Cambridge Rock Festival know. To give me time to run across.
Yeah.
What about Heather Finley Band? Surely you want those on there as well. Absolutely. Yeah,
that would be
further down the bill.
Yeah. It would be an honour, wouldn't it, to be part of that bill.
Hanging about backstage.
Amazing, yeah. I'd be quite happy just to watch the gig. It's funny, I didn't think about playing. So, okay.
Competition time.
Could be competition time. Can we see that? Right. So, what?
Do you want to look at the inbox and make sure we've not got any last minute entries?
Yeah.
Like
you keep them talking, I'll look in the inbox.
Thing. So just to remind everybody what the competition is, it's a answer the question to the Odin Dragonfly email address, which is odindragonfly. Is it odindragonfly@gmail.com?
It is odindragonfly@gmail.com.
So send an email to odindragonfly@gmail.com with the name of our debut album. And then if you get that right, you get your name written on a post-it note by Heather.
Oh yeah, I can.
And then that name gets folded up and put in this very nice hat.
This is
Heather's.
a really tricky name. Oscar Das from Turkey.
Brilliant. Thanks for
joining
in.
Thank you, Oscar Das. Your name is going in the hat.
Thanks, Ian Wheatman, for coming to the gigs at the weekend.
Aww. Wheaty, having a little chat. There we go.
Brilliant.
Right. Okay. So, the runners-up prize. Thank you for everybody, to everybody for being here this evening. We realise that it's running up to Christmas, and it's a Wednesday evening. But we thought we'd give it a shot. Saturday evenings have been great so far, and thank you to everybody that's been joining us. Just put my name in the hat. Brilliant. Where's all these pictures of you wearing your Sirens t-shirts? Please do send them in. So, our runner-up prize is a very unique t-shirt. It's a Sirens t-shirt, but it was actually a sample that we decided, it arrived a little bit late, really, for us to do anything about it. It arrived a little bit after the cut-off that we needed to get the Sirens t-shirts printed, and I don't know if you can see, it's slightly different to the ones that you've all got out there so far, and it's got, I don't know if there's a different printing process, but we only have one of these, and it's got a very slight border around it, like slight teal coloured border.
As runner-up prizes go, it's pretty special because it's a one-off.
It's a one-off.
So are we going to draw this first?
Do you think?
Yeah.
So we'll sign this one live, but of course we don't know. So we've got a CD bundle, third prize. Second prize is a t-shirt bundle, and the first prize is an LP bundle. So that will have to come to you in bits, because we still are waiting on the LPs, which should be arriving, we think, April. So what we will do is we'll sign this one, but if you are one of the winners of...
If you want it signed, if you win, obviously, so people don't want stuff signed.
Well, that's the other unique thing about it, is that the only 3 CDs and 1 LP that will be signed in silver Sharpie are the ones that are in this competition.
Yeah, so you have to remind us if we're ever signing, not to sign in silver, because there's one out there. We have to remember not to do that. Okay,
we'll do that.
Come on, this is it.
So what do you think? Are we going to sign this t-shirt?
And we should let the person who
wins it choose. All right. but they might not be able to.
Well, we can email them and let them know, can't we?
Yeah,
But if
definitely.
they go, yeah, it's me, sign it, and they're on there. TJ,
Hi,
hello,
Hi,
TJ. Okay.
I just had a thought. You keep scrunching them and say some things. I just need to go and grab the CDs and postcards.
Okay.
That we're going to start.
All right, she'll be back in a minute. I'll just shuffle these a bit more. While she's not there, I'll just talk to you really briefly about Howie's book. Howard Rankin, you probably already know this, I'm sure, did the amazing artwork on Sirens, beautiful photography. Has got a book out, and it's called The Warmth of the Soul, and it's his photography. I'll give you a quick. So yeah, it's absolutely beautiful.
It even feels beautiful.
It does. It's really, really nice, and you can get it from his website. Probably.
Yeah, if you go to howardrankinphotography.com, you can, if you click on blog, you will find a link through to the store that is selling it, which is actually Secret Projects, who are one of the people who will be receiving the proceeds from the book. Howie is very, very kindly donating all the proceeds from Warmth of the Soul and splitting them 50-50 between Sundarang in Rajasthan, which is where I think the inspiration for the book began on his travels in India, and it's a women's craft making. What's the word? Centre, yeah, centre for making for supporting women making crafts. And then the other half will go to Secret Projects, which is just amazing. And it really is a very, very special book. And we're really, really proud of Howie for that. And of course, if anybody doesn't know, Howie's the person who created the artwork for Sirens.
And it's that classic gift for somebody who's got everything, who just really likes art and photography. It would be a brilliant Christmas gift, I'm sure. But the Secret Projects people that are distributing it will get them out. I shouldn't say that really, because they might not, but they might get them out to you before Christmas. You can buy it here. He said, here, where's here?
Oh, well done,
oh, there
Harry.
you go. Nice one, Harry.
Yeah.
There we go. Nicely.
In the blog.
Brilliant.
Well.
So get one. It goes through to a brilliant cause, but it's also a beautiful thing. In fact, get two, give one away, and keep one for yourselves, because it's a really beautiful thing. Good. Okay.
Right. Let's you sign one. I'll sign the other. Sorry about that clattering.
No, that was me clapping my hands, sending them a full funny. Sorry about that. Okay. Are we going to dedicate them?
We can dedicate them once
we know who's won them.
We know who's won them. But here we are signing the giveaways. There you go. Might have to borrow your pen actually, because that one's a bit slow. Is that one alright?
Yeah. They're good.
Subtle.
Nice. Actually, I really like it.
I know, I do. I'm kind of wishing
really
now
nice.
that we've chosen.
You got something special there. Who's won them?
Who's won them?
First of all, who's won?
And we'll also these postcards for whoever wins, and of course we'll sign the LP for you when it arrives. Sorry, I keep clattering on the table.
Who's won the one-off sample T-shirt? Close your eyes. Stick your hand in the hat.
Oh no. Okay, you have to do something.
I'll do two each. Yeah, okay. Who's won?
Oh no.
The tension is just fabulous.
I remember getting Harlan and Drake to do this once, and Drake just immediately felt so sad for everybody that didn't win. Oh,
okay, who's won the T-shirt?
Post-it notes all stuck together. Dave Hunter has won the T-shirt.
Are you here, Dave Hunter?
If you're here, Dave Hunter, give us a little thumbs up or something. Thank you, Dave Hunter.
Okay,
you have won
third place.
The T-shirt.
Okay, who's won
the CD bundle?
The CD bundle. The CD bundle has been won by your man, at the last week.
Oh my God!
Brilliant.
Oscar Das in
Oscar
Turkey.
Das in Turkey.
Wow,
the
well
CD
done.
bundle's coming to you in Turkey.
Fantastic.
Oh,
Well done.
that's
So
great. So let's
that's
put
Oscar. If you put it
Oscar,
inside
if you're watching and you want us to write your name on the CD, then pop us a message in there or email us. You're going to need to email us your address anyway, so that we know where to send your lovely Sirens CD and postcard to. Well done.
Can you pop it inside, just in case?
Just in case,
disappears?
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll pop it on there.
Okay.
Fantastic.
So, who's won the T-shirt bundle? You'll have to let us know when you let us know your address. Let us know what size T-shirt you want.
Okay, got one.
Who is it? Who is it?
No. That was the only orange one as well, because I ran out of green post-it notes. Okay. It never is.
Who is it?
I was going to mention, it's Craig Clark.
Oh,
this
Craig
is so
Clark.
funny. Everybody else is just like offerings, 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 offerings. And Craig actually added a message that said, your first album was offerings, and the third one, of course, is Odinsville, but we already know that. Well done, Craig Clark. Thank you. And I'm sure I've just seen a message saying, sorry I'm late, and he's just arrived.
And you just won.
Oh.
Well done.
Well
That's
done,
brilliant.
congratulations. So
Okay.
that's the T-shirt bundle.
T-shirt bundle. We need to
Oh,
sign
we
another.
need to sign
we need
another
to
CD.
one.
We're signing another CD.
Yeah, let's
Sorry,
do that.
it's been a long day.
We can't sign the LP yet for the next winner because they're not here yet. As Heather said, they'll be here next year. But so Craig Clark, you need to email us again with your address and your T-shirt size.
And if you want your T-shirt signing,
Yeah,
you might do, you might
you
not.
might not.
Fine.
Okay, you grab a CD. I'll give these a real good shuffle because the next prize is the LP bundle, which is a CD and a postcard and a T-shirt now, and then a signed LP when they arrive. I know, good timing, well done, brilliant. Here she comes with the CD for the LP bundle.
Here we go. There's the postcard.
Postcard.
That's... Oh yeah, I like that silver sharpie vibe.
Swapping. Sorry.
There you go.
Okay. Lovely.
Oh,
There's your CD winner. Who's the winner?
I think it's you. You have to take this one.
Okay, I'm going to each the bottom. It's this one. LP bundle goes to Andrew Green.
Andrew Green.
Andrew Green.
Oh, Andrew Green. Well done.
Brilliant.
And you've actually also sent us some really lovely questions as
Oh
well.
yeah.
So
And
thank you very
are
much.
you here, Andrew Green?
I think I've seen Andrew
Yeah.
Green is here.
So
Andrew Green, Andrew Green, Andrew Green, Andrew Green. Oh, I thought I just saw him. Maybe
okay.
he's not here. Well done. Congratulations. And
And-
if you are watching or you watch later, we will email you anyway.
Yeah.
But
Email us.
oh,
your,
there. Yes, he is.
He is. Yeah.
Hi from Kent.
Hi. Email us your address and your T-shirt size, and we'll get the CD and the postcard and the T-shirt out to you soon, and then you'll get the LP when they're released. Can you do it again? I forgot to enter.
Oh, Dougie.
We'll do
Oh,
one in
bless you.
January. We'll do something. We'll do something special in January. We'll send a something to someone competition that Dougie can enter in January.
Indeed.
Brilliant. Okay, good fun. Well done.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we. I'm thinking of something else. Does anybody have any other questions for us this evening? Or we could ask each other some questions. We did have another idea just before we got going, and that was that we might try and sing a little something. I don't know.
We could do that before we go.
We'll do that before we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, while we
Sing us a
TJ's
song before you go.
TJ's already ordered everything. I know you could give it away though.
It's very true. It's very
yeah,
true.
thank
you
you
so much
for
for
your
everybody that
support.
entered. Thank you for being good sports.
And thank you for all those people who have bought our things and are wearing the T-shirts and listening to the album. And put somewhere what you think of the album. and yeah, tell your friends.
Yeah.
Good. A song.
A song. Were
Okay.
any songs inspired by the recent events lockdown? Not really. I think the only thing really for me that influenced the album in that regard was like how everything threaded together, and what we realised was that was quite spooky. Thank you for that question, Sarah Dean. Was just how much of what we'd already written became very current somehow, and particularly we sort of have been saying that we see the album as being in two halves almost, and which is perfect for it being on vinyl as well, because it's side 1 and side 2. And you know, for me, in my mind, sort of putting it together and like suggesting running orders and things to Angie, I mean, we had a real strong idea of the running order for a while, and then it kind of changed really when we had this idea of vinyl and one side and the next, and we realised that some of the songs had quite a therapeutic vibe to them, and particularly songs like Fall From The Stars and Beneath Your Armour and Diamond Soul, they all seemed to become almost like they were calling to be a kind of antidote or balsam for some of the stuff that people were going through, and you know, just that sort of collective love wins, you know, that love will sort of be the answer to it all in the end, you know, and how we've all been separated but somehow it's kind of brought everybody together. You know, we're all human, aren't we, going through what we've been through over the last 18 months, 2 years, and yeah, so nothing new particularly, because most of the songs were already written. There was the Bounty of Nothing that came up during the sessions, and if that was on the album, again, it wasn't particularly about the pandemic, but it was certainly about finding that space within, which I think more than ever a lot of people who might have even been quite unlikely to have found sort of meditation or mindfulness, that they've turned to certain practices like that during this time, and I think that's one of the most positive things that has come out of you know, the whole situation we've been through. So I hope that's not too long-winded an answer for you, Sarah, but songs did arrive during the sessions, and I think that's always the way, you know, when you start working on music, more music starts to arrive, so they've had to go in a bit of a queue, or they were for a purpose at the time and they were gifted out, but yeah. What about you, Angie? Do you feel something?
No, my songs weren't. My songs on Sirens weren't written during the pandemic. One of them references wearing a mask, and that was written back in 2016. And the mask it refers to is the mask that you put on to pretend everything's okay when everything's not okay, not the literal face mask. But I could imagine that some people listening to it will take it for face value, so to speak. That's not the mask I was referring to. I'd never anticipated having to wander around wearing a surgical mask when I was writing the song. It was a metaphorical mask, not a physical one. Yeah, so don't be confused. It's not a pandemic song. It's an old song about putting a face on to go and hang out with people and not be the misery bum in the corner. So we've got some more questions.
Can I just add something to that? Because I think, again, like for me, that's part of the thing that became spooky about Sirens, is because that metaphor is part of what I was just saying about, you know, I think many of us have, you know, been locked down and like situations changing very swiftly, kind of, you know, that there seemed to be this undercurrent of people becoming, you know, more authentic as well, and like being all right about voicing that something wasn't right, and you know, that physical mask was actually becoming a metaphoric mask as well, and people were suddenly, you know, deciding to broach subjects about certain things that were bothering them, or, you know, sort out that thing over there that's not quite right. It felt like everything was sort of being upturned, you know, for us to really sort of get to grips with things that have sort of been swept under the carpet a little bit as well. And you know, I think that unmasking and, you know, finding that space within is sort of bringing it back to that sort of authenticity somehow. So yeah, that was one of the spooky things.
Okay, let's do a quick one, because we don't do this very often. Let's quickly answer Tammy in, what are you looking forward to next year?
Ooh, what am I looking forward to next year? I am looking forward to just what's really nice about the coming year for me is that I feel like I've been a hamster in a wheel, or a dog doing doggy paddle going around a lake and not being able to quite climb out for like 10 years or something, because it's just been go, 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 and just like committing to projects, you know, one after the other, and just going. And for me, it's got to the point where I just now need to go and breathe and stop. You know, Odin's done, and that's been on like a back burner for both of us for quite some time. So I just want to get really like slowly and quietly creative. Just actually plan and think and look at what's worked, what hasn't worked, and just try to take life at a little bit of a slower pace and sort of really, really front end plan before I commit to something in the future. I have been a bit of a kind of many irons in the fire person for quite a long time, and I'm looking forward to, you know, just thinking of like real artwork projects. I think go really well with being a mum of two crazy teenage boys, and you know, just sort of more soothing, quieter things for a little while would be quite a nice thing to do. And I'm actually teaching at St John's again, first thing. That'll be sort of February time, so that'll be something to look forward to again. What about you, Angie?
I'm looking forward to playing in Europe. I've had 4 trips cancelled now, and we've really just missed that whole escape, running away with circus, escape off with my friends, and I get terrible homesickness. Actually, the people who know me might know that about me. I get terribly homesick, but it's actually something I miss, feeling like that and then coming home. And I'm looking forward to just having that roller coaster, because I miss it, and I'm not ready to give that up just yet. So I'm looking forward to that, really, going away and playing some music.
Nice.
I'm staying at home and playing some music as well. I have a new music room that I'm decorating. I think somebody's phoning me. That's quite funny.
Here's some buzzing.
Yeah.
I was just sorry, I giggled while you were saying that, because when we used to tour in the early days with Mostly Autumn, Angie and I both had a pair of socks that we would call our going home socks. And we would always make a real elaborate show of, on the last night of the tour, these stripy socks would come out. Angie's were purple and black, and mine were, of course, full on rainbow. And yeah, it made me giggle. And you know, I too, you know, I'm looking forward to the next music project as well, and sort of tying some of these ends together of new songs that have come out over the last year, and just really being sure of the direction to move in. But I've also got the Anneke van Giersbergen tour in April and May over in Europe. And hello, Louise Patterson. How are you? Yeah, I almost don't think that far ahead at the moment, because every time you look at the news, something else has changed. So if it's meant to be, it will be, and it will be amazing.
Okay, we have a quick question from Richard. Differences between making sirens and offerings?
Really strangely, I couldn't believe it when I thought about it, because I always imagine what we do as being in the studio together when we record, and we started Sirens during lockdown. We were still locked down in April, weren't we? And so we just started remotely, because we just thought, right, let's just get on with this now. And what gave me the confidence to do that was when I was putting Live White Horses together, last year with Nick Brine, and I wanted the album to be like a sort of start to finish Wild White Horse's journey, and at the end of it, it sort of started to wind down a bit into a version of Firefly that Emily and I recorded at St John's, and I thought, oh, that's quite nice, that should definitely go on the album, because that was supposed to be for a video, and we actually had another video booked with Luke and Danny. We were going to record Just a Woman, and that never happened in the end because we all got plummeted into lockdown in 2020, so lots of new ideas had to come out, and so Firefly was going on there, and it gave me the idea on some acoustic sessions that we'd done as part of the promotion for Wild White Horses, and I thought it'd be really nice to just make it a double album and chunk it into a double album by doing 2 or 3 songs here and recording them here at home in my like project studio, and it worked, and I sent them to you, didn't I? And I said, what do you think to this? Is it worth as sort of, you know, when this is all done and all the CDs are shipped out, should we just do it and crack on with it? And Angie agreed, liked the sound of it, and so we just got on with it. But when we were halfway through, I think we'd finished all the recording and we moved to the mixing stage. I said, this is crazy, everything has been recorded at home. And when I thought back to it, when Chris Johnson recorded Offerings for us, that was recorded in his studio in our house at Fairfax Street, so I was sharing a house with Chris still then. And so really, like, Offerings and Sirens are both recorded at home, which is really interesting. And all the studios we've both been to in the meantime, and they were both recorded at home. So it's got to be something in that. Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant.
So, people, it's 7:45. Does anybody else have any questions? And it's so lovely that you've joined us this evening on a Wednesday evening before Christmas. I think this is our last live chat before Christmas and New Year, and we'll be back in the new year with something very exciting. And I think we can probably I'll zip it just now and say something about what's coming. Something's coming later this week.
It's too exciting tonight. We can't have any more excitement.
It has. There's been so much going on in this particular live chat. So, what a great prize, concert socks. There's an idea. I did actually find my going home socks. I still had them, and I think I've adiosed them now. But I did love them, and I wore them for many years. Always threatened to wear them with roller boots. It never happened. I wore roller boots separately, but not with the socks. I think if there are no more questions, Isle of Sheppey, wow. If there are no more questions this evening, do go and check out Howie's book. It's a beautiful thing, for wonderful causes. If you want more, look at that. I've actually got this very print on my wall, on the chimney breast wall just there. I saw this as Howie posted it on Instagram last year, and it just literally took my breath away. And I just messaged him straight away and just, oh Howie, that picture, it just did something to me. And a few days later, a tube arrived in the post, and bless him, he had got a print made of it for me, and it's right there on my, and it's pride. I absolutely adore it. It's taken on the Pushkar Lake in Pushkar, Rajasthan, and it's the arti that's happening there, where they wave lights and do the prayers and puja. It's just incredibly special.
Nice.
Okay, Pushkar Lake. Oh no, that's the subtitles. Catching up with me. Okay, so we'll give you a really quick.
Oh, sorry, TJ. Really quickly. Yes, both albums. Something from both albums. Yeah.
We haven't
in January at that one.
Yeah, we haven't settled on the set list for it yet. We've got the rehearsals booked in. It will be both. Yeah.
What's the cliffhanger?
I think Richard must mean that we said, we've got some news.
Saving the news. Yeah.
We're saving the news. Yeah, we're saving the news. There will be more news this week, actually.
Yeah.
So one more thing to say is that we still have some of the first 500 bundles left. Not many now, so if you're fancying one, you would be good to get your order in soon, especially if you want it before Christmas, because I think we're coming up to the last post date soon. So no other gigs at the moment, but we would like to look at doing some Sirensy gigs some point next year. We're just sort of waiting really just to see what happens and give ourselves a little bit of breathing space after finishing the album and you know, really, like I say, sit back and properly plan. No more rabbit in the headlights.
Shall we wish them a happy Christmas?
Yeah, and I think, like I say, this is the last one for this year. So we wish you a very, very happy Christmas and all the best for the new year, and have a lovely time with your family and friends, whatever you're doing. And I hope you have a really peaceful time as well. Somebody said to me that they'd really sort of tapped into that peaceful vibe of Christmas earlier on today, over the last couple of years, and I know what you mean. It's sort of really nice to have that ray of hope. So we, on that note, are going to sing for you a little tiny bit of something that we used to sing together some moons ago. Silent night, holy light, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Have a wonderful time, everybody. Merry Christmas. Oh, Sarah said I'm singing in harmony here. Oh.